All right, so now I got to go to Benghazi, and there I might have a different opinion than you guys as well. Now, Greg Hicks is a key U.S. diplomat, and he was in Libya when the attack on our compound in Benghazi happened, and Face the Nation got tape of him talking about that, and the administration line on it, which was, well, in the beginning, we didn't know it was a terrorist attack. We thought maybe it was just a protest. Let's watch that.
Hicks, I thought it was a terrorist attack from the get-go. I think everybody in the mission thought it was a terrorist attack from the beginning. Question, did you ever have any indication that there was a protest, a popular protest outside the mission in Benghazi? Greg Hicks, no question. And if there was such a protest, would that have been reported? Hicks, absolutely. For there to have been a demonstration on Chris Stevens' front door and him not to have reported it is unbelievable.
Michael, let me start with you. I believe Hicks. I believe they knew it was a terrorist attack right from the beginning. I believe they made up that protest stuff just to quell stuff. So politically, you didn't want it to seem like a terrorist attack before the elections, and people will forget and later will admit it was something else. What say you?
Well, Jay, it's hard to disagree with you, but it does make me chuckle a little bit to hear them complaining about the politics of it, the politics of it, the politics of it. It's clear that this small cabal of Republicans made up of Darrell Issa and Lindsey Graham and John McCain and a few others, I guess Mike Rogers you could throw in there to a degree, they're now looking at this as politics because they say, hey, wait a second, Hillary Clinton is the presumptive nominee of the Democratic Party in 2016. It was on her watch. This is a vulnerability to this unbelievably popular Secretary of State who's going to be the nominee. Now we're going to play politics of our own. So you can't complain about politics. And I actually don't disagree with you, Cenk, but you can't complain about politics but seem so politically motivated as well.
To which I say, of course! I love when politicians accuse each other of playing politics. It's like a baseball player coming out there and going, can you believe Alex Rodriguez? He's just playing baseball. Yeah, that's what he's paid to do. I know, you both play politics. That's what you're paid to do. But look, Ben.
Yeah,
so go ahead, Eric.
I was gonna say, look, we'll find out what Hicks and a couple other people have to say this week. Let's take a look at what Fox News has been doing, not just this week and the previous months. They've been talking about these whistleblowers who've been silenced. One of the whistleblowers testified in public in October about Benghazi, not exactly being silenced. Let's talk about all the things they just completely made up. Obama never called this an act of terror. Obama watched Americans die on live video feed and wouldn't send in help. Petraeus had to resign because of Benghazi. Hillary faked her concussion because of Benghazi. We're 8 months into this. Will something finally be accurate? We'll find out this week. Yeah. But come on, this isn't politics. This isn't a charade at this point.
No, Eric makes a good point. The problem with the Republicans, Ben, is that they're the boy who cried wolf. They make up every stupid conspiracy theory.
8 months running.
Yeah, I mean, on and on and on. So I think they're right about this. I think that the administration, sent Susan Rice out there to say, oh, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal on the Sunday talk shows. Well, but how do you know? Because the Republicans lie about so many different things.
Well, here's the problem, and here's what Susan Rice couldn't say, and we live in a world where she couldn't say, and I don't think what she said is too far off, because they didn't know then. And it would have been refreshing, and I wish we lived in a world where she said, it's just a couple of days old, we don't know what happened. But believe me, we got the FBI there as soon as it's safe, and we had CIA guys there, we're sending the FBI in, we're investigating it. Yeah. We don't know. We might know in 10 days, we might know in a month. Obviously, and what's clear, Republicans want to get that this was a massive security failure. Well, they're going to get that. That's what's going to come out of Hicks's testimony.
And the State Department has already said that, and this is not news. And again, let's have a little context. I don't want to just sit here, but Bush and Reagan did this, but this is the Republican Party and the Bush White House that absolutely tried to stonewall and defund the 9/11 Commission. President Reagan oversaw 3 separate massive attacks on Lebanon and Beirut embassies and consulates. There was no hearings. There was no impeachment proceedings. This was a single event, and Fox News is already talking, bringing back Watergate this week. Michelle Malkin's talking about how these whistleblowers' lives are in danger. There might be some truth There might be some truth this week, but let's put into context what we've been dealing with for 7 and 8 months with this stuff.
And look, I don't want to get anybody to get me wrong. This is not trading arms for hostages. Okay, this is not some sort of unbelievable scandal, etc. At the same time, I think what happened was the administration, honestly, Republicans, Democrats, they all do this. They get so used to lying in the beginning about, oh, no, in Afghanistan, they didn't shoot our helicopter down. And then a week later, they're like, yeah, they shot our helicopter down. Because they want to get the first news out. Osama bin Laden hid behind his wife. Oh, no, he didn't hide behind his wife. He had a gun. No, he didn't have a gun. Right? They're so used to lying that here, in this case, they were like, yeah, no, not a terrorist attack, just a demonstration. It was a terrorist attack. Oh, damn it. On this one, it got political. Right? And I think that's what happened right there. Anyway, we got to take a break here. Speaking of political, Mark Sanford in a huge comeback, really improbable in terms of the numbers that he's closed in South Carolina against Stephen Colbert's sister, as she's known, Elizabeth Colbert Bush. When we return, we'll talk about that.